Could you imagine, okay? Imagine sitting down, you've worked a full day and you're about to eat your dinner, and what's placed in front of you is a burger, but made from insects, right? An insect burger, right? Does that quench your hunger? Does that satiate your taste buds? Well, let's talk about it. What's going on here? I've been coming across a lot of articles talking about the future of food and insects, how insects are going to become the main source of protein, become our meat that we eat. Let me show you some of the titles of articles that I came across when I'm doing my research. Time magazine says they're healthy, they're sustainable, so why don't humans eat more bugs? Question mark. Forbes, eating insects could cut your environmental impact by more than 80%, a study says. BBC, could grasshoppers really replace beef? And this is The Guardian. If we want to save the planet, the future of food is insects. And we're going to slowly move away from regular meat like beef and chicken.
I'm Nicole Kidman, and I am going to eat a 4-course meal. I'm here to reveal my hidden talent, eating micro livestock, cornworms. They're still alive. Extraordinary. Very moist. 2 billion
Chewy.
people in the world.
Can't
Quite
bugs.
describe the flavor, but need a little water.
The World Economic Forum online says by 2050, our population will be at 10 billion, and that we are running out of protein to feed the masses. Is this true? Insects could soon be appearing on restaurant menus in Europe. The EU has declared mealworms safe to eat. The grubs are rich in protein, healthy fats, and fiber. They can be ground into flour for bread and biscuits, and used as meat substitute in sausages, or dried and put into curries. Despite their name, mealworms are actually beetle larvae. They're already an ingredient in pet foods. So far, Europeans have not embraced insects in their diets, but 2 billion people across the world eat them regularly, from Africa to Asia. So what about the health effects of eating insects, right? Well, I went over to PubMed. They have a series of peer-reviewed articles, and I looked deeper into this to see if I could find anything that talked about it, and there's a lot of information. Here is a peer-reviewed paper called Nutritional Composition and Safety Aspects of Edible Insects, all right? And I've highlighted some areas in here that definitely stood out, one particular area, and it talks about the liabilities of eating insects, right? Liabilities of entomophagy include the possible context of allergenic and toxic substances, as well as anti-nutrients and the presence of pathogens. More data are required for a thorough assessment of the nutritional potential of edible insects, and proper processing and decontamination methods have to be developed to ensure food safety. So I guess that when I was talking about it was between food delicacies and food taboos, a structural equation model to assess Western students' acceptance of Amazonian insect food. That was the last one. How they could get people to drop the gross factor of eating insects long term, right? And I guess the conclusions from this study was to use familiar food to put these little things in, and there can be no bug parts visible.
You see, that is my problem with that. Is if it's so good and so fantastic, why do they need a advertising propaganda campaign to make people accept it?
Exactly.
See, those are my problems with that.
I kind of think there's a problem why, I mean, there's a reason why we don't eat bugs.
Yeah.
There's a reason why most people think it's gross.
Why humans are like naturally scared of bugs and they tend to flee from them.
Yeah.
I think it has to do with the exoskeleton of a lot of these bugs, right?
Mm-hmm. Right, and I do think that at a past date, like many millennia ago, bugs were actually larger than they are today. All right.
Yeah.
And
scary.
And
scary.
The reason why I say that is because they know that there was more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere hundreds of thousands of years ago, right? Mm-hmm. More carbon dioxide, more trees, right? Things get bigger, right? Because there's more oxygen being produced, more trees, more oxygen, right? And the bugs were larger, and maybe that is entwined in people's subconscious. From
of why we are afraid of them.
Right, could be a collective subconscious. Like
that's fascinating.
Just like when you look at, they've done studies about there being a mass consciousness, like that 100 monkey syndrome. You remember that study? The Japanese scientists observed sweet potatoes being the little monkeys would wash the sand off or the dirt off in the water, and once one did it, everybody else and their mama did it. You know what I'm talking about? And then all across the island they were doing it, and then pretty soon on another island they were doing it. So that right there is evidence that there could be some kind of group connection, group connectivity, group consciousness, right? And that's what I'm talking about when we're talking about insects. What if this is all high octane speculation, which I do think that there's a stream of truth going through it, right? That bugs were bigger than they are today at one time, just like the dinosaurs were bigger.
Yeah, but did we eat them? But also another thing in this video is they talk about how half of the world already eats it. Is that true? Does half of the world only eat insects or eat insects?
Jerome, I have to look deeper into that, but my feeling, my gut feeling tells me that that's a little exaggeration right there.
Yeah.
But I think there are certain types of insects that are extremely edible, right?
Yeah.
Compared to the vast majority of insects have that, what's that called? Chitin in it?
Yeah. But they're talking about overhauling our entire food network. No meat, no chicken, no beef. Like it's supposed to become a delicacy or something.
In this paper that said nutritional composition and safety aspects of edible insects, it also talked about some of the liabilities. When I say liabilities, I mean some of the negative effects or aspects of eating insects. Was the pathogens, bacterial infection, viruses, right? Methodologies of how to prepare these things, the insects, how to cook them, how to sanitize them. That's all will have to be observed, right? Because some of the stuff can't be cooked away, like the chitin.
Yeah. And what is that exactly?
Is a fibrous substance consisting of polysaccharides and forming the major constituents in the exoskeleton of arthropods and the cell walls of fungi or fungi.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think human beings, especially people in America, are going to be eating that.
Yeah. Well, the body can. I don't think the body can break that down. And plus, I mean, there's also a question, but we don't even know if humans originally evolved on Earth, so
yeah, that's
another show.
But because humans supposed to, beef, chicken, fish, berries, nuts. You know, these are
Right.
things that human beings, vegetables. You know,
Right. So we're omnivores. That means we can eat both meat and vegetables,
yeah.
plants.
But are
Um,
insects considered meat? That's nasty. You know, it's like
I don't know. I don't know.